Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be talking about something that I think is super fascinating. It has to do with heart regeneration. And we're going to be looking at this research article that came out in Nature Cardiovascular Research just on January 2nd, 2025. So very, very recent. And it's titled, "This Fish Protein Could Restore Damaged Hearts." And it's really got me thinking, like, are we on the verge of, like, Wolverine-styled regeneration? I mean, is this really something that's possible?
It is fascinating research. And what's really compelling about it is it really kind of underscores the potential that exists in the animal kingdom to really unlock the secrets to healing in humans.
Right. I mean, we all know that, like, the human heart isn't exactly known for its, regenerative capabilities. If you cut your finger, it's going to heal up. But if you have a heart attack, for example, the damage to that heart muscle is generally permanent. So this is a really big deal and something that scientists have been working on for a long time. And now entered the zebrafish. Zebrafish are kind of like the superheroes of heart regeneration. Like, they can fully regenerate their heart muscle within 60 days of an injury.
That's incredible.
It is really remarkable. And this study might have just uncovered one of the secrets to how they do it.
Okay, all right. Lay it on me.
So the researchers, they were curious about what genes are active during this heart regeneration process in zebrafish. So they compared their gene activity to that of mice whose hearts, much like ours, don't regenerate.
Makes sense.
And what they discovered was a protein called HMNJ1. It was super active in the zebrafish hearts during healing, but it was basically silent in the mice. Okay, so HMJ1. What is HMJ1 and what's it doing in those super healing zebrafish hearts?
So HMJ1 is actually a protein that's typically active during embryonic development. So it helps cells rapidly grow and divide to form the body. But then once we reach adulthood, it generally gets switched off.
Interesting. So it's kind of like, you have the construction crew that comes in and builds the house. And then once the house is built, they pack up their tools and they go home. But in zebrafish, they're like on call.
Yeah.
For emergency repairs.
That's a great analogy. And you know what's really fascinating about this is how it actually does this. So think about your DNA like a giant instruction manual for building and running your body, right?
Yeah.
And so this manual is organized into chapters. These are your genes, and they contain the instructions for making specific proteins.
Right. The genes provide the blueprints for the proteins, and then the proteins do all the work in our cells.
Exactly. But the blueprints, they're really tightly packed away in a material called chromatin. It's kind of like keeping that instruction manual in a vault. So not just any gene can be accessed at any time.
Right.
Human JM1, it acts like a key to that vault. And it allows access to certain genes that promote cell growth and repair.
So it's like a master regulator, giving certain genes the green light to become active again?
Exactly. And here's where it gets even more exciting. So the researchers, they didn't just observe this in zebrafish. They actually took Hemlexer-1 and applied it to damaged mouse hearts to see what would happen.
Wait a minute. They took fish protein and put it in a mouse heart.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's a common technique in research, but the results were really remarkable. The mouse hearts showed improved function, and the cells in the damaged area, they actually started dividing and growing again.
Whoa. So the mouse hearts were healing.
They were.
Regrowing tissue.
Yeah.
For real.
For real. And get this, they didn't see any negative side effects, like uncontrolled cell growth.
Right.
Or an enlarged heart.
Okay, so part of me is a little bummed we can't just go grab some HMJ1 from the pet store and call it a day.
Yeah.
But I guess it's not quite that easy, is it?
No. I mean, if it were that easy, it would be incredible. But the fact that we've pinpointed this protein and we know its role in regeneration, that's already a huge step forward. It's like we've found this crucial piece of a puzzle.
Yeah.
That we didn't even know existed before.
Right. That's a great analogy. So if HMJ1 is usually only active during, embryonic development, like we talked about, I mean, what is it that triggers it to reactivate when the zebrafish's heart is injured?
That's a fantastic question, and it's one that researchers are still trying to figure out. It seems like it might be that the damage itself is actually sending out a signal, almost like a distress call, that reactivates HMJ1.
Okay, so it's like the heart knows it needs to heal.
Yeah.
And it sends out an SOS. So if zebrafish can reactivate HMJ1 like this, and we humans don't, is there a way we could learn to mimic that process?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and this is where the potential for gene therapy comes in. Imagine if we could develop a therapy that could essentially just flip that switch in our hearts after an injury.
Okay, now you're talking. No more just managing heart failure. we could actually reverse the damage.
Yeah.
How realistic is that, though? I mean, gene therapy is still pretty new, isn't it?
It is. It is a relatively new field, but it's advancing rapidly. And this research gives us a very specific target to focus on. So instead of trying to engineer entirely new genes or pathways, we can potentially develop a therapy that helps our bodies do what zebrafish already do naturally.
Right. So we're not trying to create something totally foreign to our bodies. We're just trying to tap into a potential that's already there. It's just kind of dormant.
Exactly. And the fact that they saw such positive results in the mice without any apparent side effects, that's incredibly encouraging.
Yeah, that is really encouraging. But I'm sure there are still hurdles to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Before this becomes a reality for people, what are some of the challenges that the researchers are facing?
Well, one of the big challenges is figuring out the best way to actually deliver this type of therapy. We need to make sure that the HMEA1 is being delivered specifically to the damaged heart cells, and it doesn't end up activating cell growth in other parts of the body.
Right, because we don't want uncontrolled cell growth. That could lead to tumors and stuff.
Exactly. Safety is paramount. So researchers are exploring different delivery methods, such as using modified viruses as carriers for the HMG1 gene to make sure that the therapy is targeted and effective.
Oh, that's interesting. So they're using viruses like little delivery trucks to take the HMG1 to the right place.
Exactly. That's a great way to think about it. And another challenge is really understanding the long-term effects of this type of therapy. We need to make sure that reactivating HMG1 doesn't have any unforeseen consequences down the line.
Right. So more research is definitely needed. But it's still really exciting to think that, we might one day be able to harness the regenerative power of zebrafish to heal human hearts.
It is. It is exciting, and it's a testament to the power of scientific collaboration. This study involved researchers from multiple institutions, all with different areas of expertise, working together to make this breakthrough happen.
Yeah, it's really cool to see how scientists from all these different fields can come together to solve these complex medical mysteries. Gives you hope for the future of medicine.
It does. And this research also really highlights the importance of studying the natural world. We often think of cutting-edge medicine as, these fancy labs and high-tech equipment. But sometimes the answer to our most pressing medical questions is swimming right under our noses in a tiny striped fish.
That's amazing. Nature really does hold so many secrets that we're just beginning to uncover. So who knows? Maybe someday we'll be talking about regenerating limbs or reversing aging, thanks to the powers of, a jellyfish or a planarian.
I mean, the possibilities really are endless. But for now, let's focus on the incredible potential of HMEG1 for treating heart failure. This research has given us a glimpse into a future where heart attacks might not be the life-altering events that they are today.
Exactly. It's a future where damaged hearts can heal and people can live longer, healthier lives.
And that's a future worth striving for.
It really is. So, to sum all this up for our listeners, we've gone from the amazing regenerative abilities of zebrafish to the discovery of HMEG1, a protein that could unlock our own regenerative potential. We've talked about the challenges and the possibilities of gene therapy, and we've touched on the importance of scientific collaboration and the wonders of the natural world.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And it leaves us with a lot to think about.
It does. What other secrets might the animal kingdom hold for human health? What are the ethical considerations of harnessing this type of regenerative power? And what other groundbreaking discoveries might be just around the corner?
Great questions. I guess we'll have to dive into those in another episode.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, until next time, keep those brains buzzing. And we'll see you back here for another deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty hopeful. Like this research is really giving me a sense of optimism about the future of medicine.
I agree. It is hopeful.
Especially for something as serious as heart failure.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a condition that affects millions of people worldwide. And for a long time, the outlook has been pretty grim.
Yeah. You have a heart attack, and that's it. Your heart is damaged, and there's not much you can do to reverse it.
Right. You're basically just managing the symptoms, trying to prevent further damage.
But this research is saying that might not be the case forever.
Exactly. That's what's so groundbreaking about it. It's suggesting that we might actually be able to heal damaged hearts, not just manage them.
It's like a paradigm shift.
It is.
And I think it speaks to the incredible power of nature.
Totally.
I mean, who would have thought that a tiny little zebrafish could hold the key to unlocking such a profound medical mystery?
It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what other secrets are out there, just waiting to be discovered.
Oh, I'm sure there are countless others. I mean, we've only just scratched the surface.
Exactly. Like, what if we could regenerate other organs? Or even reverse the aging process? I mean, the possibilities are mind-boggling.
They are. But I think it's important to proceed with caution as we explore these new frontiers.
Oh, absolutely. We need to be mindful of the ethical implications.
Yes. We need to make sure that these technologies are used responsibly and for the benefit of all humankind.
Well said. Well said.
Uh,
Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive for today.
It's been a fascinating conversation.
It really has. And as always, we encourage our listeners to check out the full research article. We'll be sure to include a link in the show notes. And until next time, keep those brains buzzing. And we'll see you back here for another deep dive.